Good afternoon, humble gardening friends and family. I want to do a quick tour. It's quite windy here. I want to do a quick tour of my humble garden. It is growing little by little, but I want to show you what South Texas weather does to your plants at this time of year. There's quite a bit of little deficiencies that I'm seeing, and I'm treating them. But here, let me start showing you what's going on here at Humble Gardening. I'm going to turn the camera and we'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I decided to do a voiceover because the wind was just horrible. But here you see the entrance of my garden, and I actually decided to back up a little bit to show you these little trees here have been beaten up by the wind. So I will be moving them to the backyard. I actually had them in my garage to protect them from the freeze that we had the other day, and they have lost some leaves because I've had them right at that area. But as you enter into the garden, to the right, this particular plant is actually a weed, but I've decided to keep it potted in this plant because the butterflies absolutely love it. It grows little purple flowers, and so I've just been watering it every time I water the garden. So this here is my tomato jungle that I've been trying to protect as much as possible. Every time we have a freeze, I cover it. It still has a ton of tomatoes. You'll see here a couple of them, and I actually need to move them from the ground. Here's a couple others, and this is actually called the Lemon Boy tomato plant. They're yellow lemons, and they're absolutely delicious. Right here, I'm showing how the discoloration of the freeze has affected the plant. And so I need to come in here and clean that up, get rid of the dead leaves so it doesn't attract bugs. This is my milkweed plant. Butterflies love them. Well, actually, that's a tomato vine that's trying to crawl into it. But it's done really well. I thought I was going to lose it with the weather, but it looks like it's thriving. And this up here is another tomato plant that has not really produced a whole lot, but I keep it in hopes that I see some tomatoes. And then as you walk around, I'm actually inside my watermelon box. You'll see that these are my jalapeno plants. They are still producing, but you'll see that the leaves are yellowing. I have added some fish emulsion and some compost at the base of the plants. They're still striving. I mean, they're striving to do better, but I can tell that there's some more deficiencies. I need to look it up and see what exactly it is that it needs. And this is my second jalapeno plant, and it is doing well with the exception of the discoloring of the leaves. I've also added fish emulsion to this plant, and as you can see, it is producing, but I think it may also be the weather. In this grow bag, I have put some seeds down. I believe these are beets. As you can tell, I do need to water them. This here is my basil plant, which is not doing that well. And of course, it's due to the weather. It loves a lot of sunlight, and it doesn't get a whole lot of sun now that the weather is changing. The other plant next to it is a green bell pepper plant, and there's a little bit of growth on there, so it's still alive. I'm still trying to water it as much as possible. So this is where I had my watermelons. I keep meaning to put cardboard down, take the weeds out so I can prepare it for the next grow season, but just haven't made time. Now this right here is where I had my pumpkin patch and my cantaloupe patch. And since I've since the season is done with those, I haven't done anything else with that tarp, but I do plan on putting some more stuff down. These seedlings here, it says butternut lettuce, but I'm actually thinking it may be bok choy. I'm not too sure. The little leaves I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll see. But I actually planted these last Thursday and they've already sprouted. So they're doing really, really well. Here is some spinach. They haven't grown yet, but as you can tell, the dirt looks dry and it does need to be moist. So I am needing to water that so that hopefully the seeds can germinate. And as you come to this blue grow bag, I absolutely love the color of these grow bags. I got these from Wish. It took some time to get them in, but I just love the color. It's so pretty. But I did put some beets in that one, or radishes. I haven't seen any growth. Here in this other grow bag is Russian kale. I've also added more seeds to this grow bag in hopes that it grows. But that particular plant is doing really well. The others are a little slower. In here, I have two different types of radishes, but they haven't sprouted. Obviously, I need to water them again. Over here to the right is my bok choy, which has bolted. I was very disappointed about that, but it is what it is. I'm going to keep it, let it grow that way. I've heard that the bees love them. The flowers are absolutely beautiful. And I'm just going to let it go to seed so that I can collect the seeds for next year. The other two bok choy plants on the bottom also bolted. And as you can see, I had put some more seeds down to prepare another batch of bok choy, and they've already sprouted. And here you'll see my other two bok choy plants, which have also bolted. And I was really sad about that because for those of you that know, when your plants bolt or begin to flower, it does change the flavor and it does make the bok choy bitter. In this grow bag, I put some more radishes in here and they haven't sprouted. It's been several days, so I'm not sure that they're even going to grow. Here in this corner, I always forget what the name of this flower is. They're little red flowers. They like the summer. As you can tell, the leaves are very light in color, but I think it may be just them not getting enough sunlight. I have also fed them with fish emulsion, and we'll just see what happens. Here's my cherry tomatoes. I do need to clean them up, and they are doing marvelous. As you can see, there's a lot of them that are ripening, and then on this side, I'm not sure if you can really tell, but there's a lot of green little cherry tomatoes that are also doing really well. I just need to clean up all the dead leaves because I don't want it to attract any bugs. So I'm really pleased with the production of this little cherry tomato plant. It's done really, really well. I don't remember what the name of it is, but I absolutely love it. Here you can see the tomato plants, how they blew over with the wind. As I mentioned earlier, the wind is pretty hectic in my backyard. And so all of my tomatoes plants have, blown over. And at this point, there's no fixing it. I'm just letting them do their thing. But you'll notice that there are some dead plants in there that I also need to cut away. And then the plant is loaded with green tomatoes. I am still waiting for them to ripen. Over here on this side, I have a lot of my pots in this big green barrel here, or planter. I did have 2 tomato plants, but they froze over. And then over here is another tomato plant. These were actually suckers that I put in the ground, in the dirt, and they did well. There were some blooms here and some more over here. So I should probably take better care of it so that maybe it can produce some more tomatoes. So that concludes my little humble garden for the day. I do have some bell pepper plants in the front, but I'm not even going to show those to you guys because those are very deficient. I don't know. I think it's just the weather. And then I have all of my trees. I have my avocado tree and my, I have an avocado tree in the garage because it did, like I said, it froze the other day. We had some like really low temperatures, like in the 30s. And so I put my avocado trees. I have lemongrass in there. My fig tree is also in there. and my orange trees. And actually orange trees, citrus trees do well in the cold, but I just don't want to risk it because they're pricey. So I just thought I'd, you know, put it in the garage. So maybe I'll show you guys those the next time. But I hope you enjoyed this little video. I just wanted to show you my humble garden and to let you know that you can start gardening anytime. I mean, I use a lot of the grow bags. They're really convenient. I mean, you can even plant directly in your dirt, you know, just you can start composting your scraps and things like that. Or just, you know, you can even, I've even gone like to the dollar store and gotten some dirt from there in the past and just, you know, amended it with some nutrients, and I've used compost. So the main thing is to get out there and just start gardening, even if it's 1 or 2 plants. It's so gratifying, especially when you can come out and, like, right now my basil's horrible, but I've had basil in the past and have propagated it, and it's so wonderful. You don't have to go buy it at the store. You know what's in it, you know, and you just go out to your garden and you clip it. I also have hot peppers in the front, and I have green onions that I have the green onions that have done really well, and that's so much fun because you have fresh green onions like year round. I mean, they have literally been growing year round. And there's just a few that I got from the store, and I clipped them and planted them, and voila, I have fresh green onions all the time. So God bless you guys. I hope you enjoyed, again, my little humble garden, and next year I hope to grow it. I want to plant so much more. My cat is acting crazy. She wants attention, or she's hungry. I don't know. She's all over the place. Anyhow, God bless you guys, and we'll see y'all next time.